Well, the World Cup is over, and sadly, at least for me, England lost in the semi-finals to Argentina. But Spain did win the final, so I'm very happy about that. But football never stops, and in a few weeks' time, the new season will begin in the UK. And football is everything in the UK, especially England. So learning some useful words and phrases connected to it will help you communicate with people and have a chance to have interesting conversations with them. Let's start by looking at some words connected to things that happen during the game. A good word to start with is Worldie. Worldie describes an incredible goal, normally from a long distance. For example, like these.
Massive block. The attack continues. The strike is there.
Make the last changes. What a start! What an incredible start!
So we might say that was a worldie, or he scored an absolute worldie. A really useful football word is howler. This describes a mistake normally by a goalkeeper that gives the other team a goal. For example, like this.
Moment for the England number one. The Welsh international. Oh, David Johnson, did he get there? Oh, Gomez, what a horror story.
So we could say, oh, that was a howler, or he committed an absolute howler. Dummy is another useful football word. This is when a player lets the ball go through his legs so it goes to another player on his team, like this.
Just kind of stalking Collins. Look at the dummy! It leads to Ola Kamara's fifth goal!
So we could say, that was a great dummy, or he played a fantastic dummy. Another good football word is nutmeg, often shortened to meg and normally used as a verb. This is when a player kicks the ball through an opposing player's legs and then runs past them, like this.
Really well to win that. It's another nutmeg from Messi to Texas. This time it counts.
So we might say he nutmegged him, or he megged him, or he played a great nutmeg. Let's now look at some useful sort of phrasal verbs and idioms related to football. A couple of useful phrasal verbs to start with. A phrasal verb connected to football is close down. Now, to close down describes a sort of a defensive move where you quickly sort of run to the player with the ball to try to stop him from moving, passing, or shooting. So, for example, when supporters are watching the game, they might say, "We're not closing down their forwards. They have too much time to shoot." Another phrasal verb connected to football is tuck away. Now, to tuck away is when a player scores a goal very calmly and cleanly, especially when there is only the goalkeeper in front of them. So you might hear a commentator say, "Oh, she's one-on-one with the keeper." Another phrasal verb connected to football is tuck away. Now, to tuck away means to score a goal calmly and cleanly, especially when there is only the goalkeeper in front of you. So a commentator might say, "Oh, she's one-on-one with the keeper and she tucks it away. That was very cool and calm." Okay, let's look at some interesting idiomatic phrases about football. There's the lovely phrase, to park the bus. This describes when a team doesn't try to score a goal, but just defends with their whole team to prevent the other team from scoring. This is often when they're playing for a draw, or in a competition when they are hoping to keep playing until they have a penalty shootout. So, for example, we might say, Argentina parked the bus against Spain in the World Cup final, but Spain were too good and got a late goal. Related to parking the bus, teams will often park the bus because they want to hit them on the brake. This is another useful phrase, hit on the brake, which means that a team will sort of defend a lot but hope to suddenly move quickly into attack when the opposing team has too many players forward. So we could say that Argentina parked the bus against Spain but hoped to hit them on the brake. Another useful idiomatic phrase about football is to keep a clean sheet. This normally describes a goalkeeper when the goalkeeper doesn't let any goals in during the match. So we might say, he's a great goalkeeper. He's kept 4 clean sheets in a row. Another useful football phrase is on a yellow. On a yellow describes when a player has already received a yellow card from the referee. It often suggests he or she needs to be careful because they might get a red card. So you might say about your team during the game, we need to be careful. It's only half time and we've already got 3 players on a yellow. And the last and my favourite phrase is squeaky bum time. It's lovely, isn't it? This normally describes a period of the game where the fans are very nervous. So for example, during a penalty shootout or in the last 5 or 10 minutes of the game when your team is leading by 1 goal. A fan or commentator might say, "Oh no, we're going to penalties. It's squeaky bum time." Okay, well, I hope you found that useful. Football is a very big part of life in the UK and people talk about it all the time. If you learn some of these phrases, you will feel like a native in no time. See you later.